Okay, this is a very special episode of Floppy Days just to promote VCF East that's coming up very, very quickly here. So I will be talking with Mr. Evan Koblentz about the show, and I hope you're able to make it this year. All right, I've got here with me today Mr. Evan Koblentz, Executive Director of the Vintage Computer Federation. How are you, Evan?
I'm great. How are you today, Randy?
Good. It's great to talk to you again. I know you've been on Floppy Days, a couple other times. We like to touch bases with you, particularly when the show is coming up, VCF East. And how are you holding up, trying to get that put together?
This is the 13th. No, I'm sorry. This is the 11th one that I've run. And the maybe 16th I've been involved with of all VCFs in general, and probably about the 17th or 18th that I'll be attending. So I have some idea what I'm doing.
It doesn't make it any less work, though, does it?
No, the work increases every year somehow, even though we get better. We get more and better help every year, but somehow it increases. It's some funky math going on there. We hit a vortex or something.
Okay, well, before we jump in there, I just want to see how you've been doing. What have you been up to since the last time we talked? Anything?
Last time I saw you in person was at Southeast 2 years ago, right?
That's right. Well, it would have been a year ago. It was about a year ago, right? Because 2 weeks ago.
13 months ago, yeah. No. It wasn't last. It was, just a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
Things are good. Just working, running, doing VCF stuff like I always do.
I'm sure that's plenty to keep you busy. So, what? I guess I'd like to catch up with you about the show and what's going on in there. I know every year is exciting. There's always new stuff going on, and there's always a lot of interesting things they're going to be happening at the show. Can you kind of bring us up to date as to what's going on with the show preparations?
Sure. Well, most of the preparations are, wrapping up loose ends at this point. Let's see, a couple things that are different this year. We're going to have the largest consignment and sales area that we've ever had. We strictly stick to our belief that the show is not flea or swap. However, we're expanding consignment area. And every couple of years, sometimes we do a thinning out of the VCF collection. We have surplus and some redundancy. So we have quite a bit to thin out this year of our own items. And we also have some tables for other clubs and organizations to come in this year that we didn't have before either. For example, the IEEE History Center is going to have a table. And at the College of New Jersey, there's the Sarnoff collection, which is like a little mini museum at the college based on the old RCA history in New Jersey. And they're going to have an exhibit too. So that'll be a nice new element.
How did they find out about the show? Did you do some advertising or?
We've known those organizations for several years.
Okay. And
the Stars just haven't aligned for them to participate, but now they have. We have 30-something exhibitors as normal. As normal, we have 2 mainstream history keynotes on Saturday and Sunday. And on Friday, during the classes, we have more of a technical keynote, like always. We have some... Jonathan Chapman, known as Systems Glitch in the community, is doing a workshop all 3 days where he customized his 8085 single-board computer into a VCF special edition. So he'll be building that and doing those at the show. And, of course, 15 classes on Friday, learn to solder all weekend long for kids, museum tours, all sorts of wonderful things.
15 classes going on Friday. Wow, that's a lot. Can you run down that a little bit as far as what classes are going to be offered?
You bet. Let me just open my browser here, which I should have done before I called you.
And I know we're less than 2 weeks away now as we're recording this from the show.
Don't remind me of that.
so I'm sure things are pretty well set as far as exhibits and everything is pretty well set, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's all closed.
Yeah.
If anybody calls us and begs and offers what's the word I'm looking for? Offers like sugary foods and alcoholic beverages, maybe we'll consider fitting them in. But at this point, we're closed. Okay, so I'm opening the classes here. Let's see. So we have 3 tracks. hardware, software, and sort of other. The hardware track is Atari 8-bit 101, cassette storage 101, CRT repair, Apple Lisa 101, and DEC Fax 101. The software track has 6502 assembly, Raspberry Pi emulators, the Plato simulator. Plato's been kind of a trendy thing lately.
I'll bet I know who's giving that one.
I bet you do. Tom Cherryholmes.
Tom Cherryholmes, yeah.
Tom Cherryholmes. Software preservation, which is being done by Cindy Moya of the Living Computer Museum in Seattle, where we had our last event back in February. And did I ever tell you when you talked to me about my book a few years ago? Mm-hmm. I told you about Moby Dick, or you read about Moby Dick in my book?
Gosh, it's been a while since I read your book. I don't remember a lot of the
details. There was this computer built. Okay, so the museum that is ours, where VCF East XIII, used to be a secret Army Signal Corps research laboratory. And one of the things they did there in 1956 was build a computer called Moby Dick, which was one of the first ever transistorized computers. Not the first, but one of the first. And it stood for Mobile Digital Computer, or Moby Dick. It was 2 30-foot tractor trailers. Mobile was a relative term. Anyway, one of our members built an emulator of Moby Dick, and he's going to be showing that and talking about how to do that.
Oh, wow.
And then the third track, which is kind of other, a course in logic circuits, a course in reverse engineering, fun with FPGAs, a class in collection building, and my class on my personal favorite topic is Lego 8-bit robotics.
Wow, that's quite a wide range of topics. Sounds extremely interesting.
Yep. And then the keynote that day is one of our members named Bill Dromgoole, who's going to talk about how he and other people restored our UNIVAC mainframe.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Very cool. I wish I could. Some of those sound really, really interesting. I'd like to, be a part of it if I could be there, but unfortunately I can't this year.
It'll all be recorded. It'll be recorded.
I'll be recorded and be available. What, on YouTube or off the Vintage Computer Federation website, or
off YouTube? And we're good about recording. We're horrible about processing and posting, so we're trying to get better at that. And we generally try to, put them out there a little at a time over the next few months after the show.
Sure. Yeah.
That people incentive to attend.
Does take a lot of time, no doubt. So, what about the exhibits? Is there anything on the exhibit side that you can talk about?
Oh, yeah. Lots of fun stuff there. I can't name all 32 now, but I'll pick out some highlights. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. There's always the requisite Commodore, Apple, Tandy, Atari, plenty of those. Late CPM portables, Atari 8-bit desktop publishing. Someone has an exhibit called the Atari ST Being Other Things, where he is going to bring a bunch of Atari STs all emulating other computers. So that's kind of buggy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Mechanical computing, European computers, Krememco Cyclops, which is a fun camera thing for the old, out there. Someone's doing a demo scene exhibit. Microcomputers with an identity crisis. So 3 guys, Doug, Todd, and Chris, are going to have this big exhibit of computers with multiple processors that could be different things or run different operating systems.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Commodore Amiga Genlocks, Atari Program Exchange, a lot of Atari this year. SGI, Commodore 64 Computer Eyes. Someone's doing the RB5X Intelligent Robot. Someone's doing a whole OS2 exhibit. Bill Degnan, one of our founders, is doing Altair Jukebox. So the famous February 76 issue of Dr. Dobbs, where Steve Dampier of the Homebrew Computer Club talked about how he played music on his Altair through radio interference. He had 1 or 2 songs. Bill is a musician, so Bill actually wrote a bunch of music for the Altair to play this way. So that's going to be incredible. Retro MIDI Studio. Do you know about Connor Krukowski, the famous as the 18-year-old who bought an IBM mainframe and got a job at IBM?
No, I don't know that story.
Oh, you should. This kid, Connor, he's not a kid anymore, but he joined our group when he was 16 or so. And Rutgers University, here in New Jersey, was selling a fairly recent but no longer needed IBM mainframe, like a Z890 or something. and he bought it. It was like $300 or $250 or something. Absolutely crazy.
He bought a mainframe?
He bought a mainframe. And his parents had to like excavate the entrance to their basement to get it inside. It was absolutely insane. And so he was posting on the IBM mainframe owners list looking for help. And word got around that an 18-year-old kid bought an IBM mainframe, and IBM invited him to their annual share conference down in Texas or California, whatever, and some other vendor flew him down there because he had no money. He's 18, right? And next thing you know, he got an internship at IBM in New York for the summer, and they hired him full-time. And he hasn't gone to college. He's a totally self-taught kid, and he's absolutely incredible. The kid's brilliant, and he's been a great member of our group, and we love him. So there's a YouTube video from IBM Share of his talk about what happens when an 18-year-old buys a mainframe, and it went viral and got hundreds of thousands of hits. So it's absolutely incredible, and everyone should watch it. Anyway, Connor's one of our members, and he's doing an exhibit of Tadpole Technology, which is the company that did Spark books and that kind of thing. Someone's doing a music system for the Processor Tech Sol 20. Mike Lee from VCF Midwest fame is doing the BBS exhibit. Lisa, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to cover all bases.
Yeah.
We don't have quite as much big iron this year as we had before, but we have some new stuff we haven't had before. So
very cool. So you mentioned that you had some keynotes set up.
Yes. So the Friday keynote is as one of our members who talk about how we restored our mid-60s Sperry Rand UNIVAC to operational condition, which is absolutely incredible. When we got this computer many, many years ago, from my wildest dreams, imagined it would run again someday. And it's running now. It's absolutely blown me away. That's a Friday keynote. The Saturday keynote is Don Eilis. Everyone knows about Apollo 13, right? Famous movie, almost a tragedy. Mm-hmm. Apollo 14, they were trying to land on the moon, and the guidance computer was stuck in the abort position. The button. Now, when you're trying to abort a spacecraft, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So they were trying to land, and the abort button was stuck on. So what do you do, right? So they called this guy at MIT or something, and he had like an hour and a half to hack the abort button to make it not abort. And he did it. And his autobiography came out last month, and he was on a speaking tour, and we got him. So that should be really fun talk.
Oh, yeah, that should be very interesting. Yeah.
And then on Sunday, our speaker is Dave Walden. When BBN, Bolt, Baranek, and Newman, wrote an academic paper in sometime in the early 70s, I think, or late 60s, that was the seminal paper about the ARPANET. There were a half dozen co-authors, 5 hardware guys, and Dave, the programmer. So his name is on that paper. And he wrote the software to program the IMPs, the Internet Message Processors, which were the first ARPANET routers. So it'll be really fun to hear from him as well.
All right, awesome.
And of course, every year we try to spruce up our museum ahead of the show. So we've got a bunch of exciting new changes in the museum as well now.
Oh, you do? Such as?
Well, you have to see them.
Oh, you got to come and see it? Is that what you're saying?
What's that? You've got to come and see it. Yeah. I mean, the museum is open year-round, but we did a bunch of sprucing up this year, put up a lot of new displays and backdrops and everything. And the museum will be open all day, Saturday and Sunday at the show.
So what would you say is the biggest difference between this year's show and last year's show?
It's not that – well, I'd say the biggest difference is the larger consignment area. The last 2, 3, 4 years, the structure of it basically hasn't changed, but every year it's different. Every year it's a little bit different vibe or an anniversary of something. For example, last year we did a 40th anniversary of the Trinity, right? Last year we had these 3 huge team exhibits of Apple II, Commodore PET, and Trash 80. And they were like 5 or 6, they were like 5 or 6 regular exhibits altogether, and they were the special team exhibits. So that was a different thing we did last year. This year we have a bigger consignment area, the UNIVAC restoration, etc. The year before that, I think was the year we had the PDP-8 focus, 5 or 6 PDP-8s for their anniversary. So every year it's a little bit different, but the same but different. So those are some of the things we're doing now. And also, as now that we've brought back VCF West, which is August 4th and 5th, and now that we have VCF Pacific Northwest in Seattle, and we are strongly considering another place, which I can't say yet, we're trying to, spread the love around and not put all our eggs in one basket.
Okay. I vote for Indianapolis, so...
Well, you already have Midwest. How far is Indianapolis from Chicago?
It's about 3 to 3.5 hours for me to go to the show in Chicago.
That's not so bad.
No, it's not. It's not.
We've heard people. I mean, people come to, obviously the regional shows, Midwest, Southeast, which are not ours, but they're our friends, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The California show, not the California, Seattle show, etc. There's other locations we're thinking about. Those are regional shows, and people come from the region mostly. But East and West get people from all over the planet. We have people coming from all over the country to VCF East, Canada, Europe, Asia, etc. People come from far and wide because the East and West are the flagship shows, the biggest ones.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah. All right, very cool. Anything else you want to mention?
When are we going to get you out there?
That's a good question. Whenever I can get it to work out. I thought maybe I'd be able to this year because VCF East was in April, and you guys, this show was not going to be until May, but got too much going on.
Southeast.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Southeast, yeah.
And the InfoWave Science Center, which is our host and where our museum is, they have a nice podcast studio now.
Oh, I know. It's beautiful. I've seen some pictures of that. I really intended to try to go and actually podcast from there this year. The gentleman who was setting it up, and I don't remember his name, I apologize. But
Martin Flynn.
Okay. He kept sending pictures of it, and it's like, wow, that is awesome. That is one fantastic podcast studio. I really like to use it sometime. But
Martin is the rare person that is overzealous and has the resources to back it up. We have 5 people talking about let's build a BBS, and the next day Martin's like, yeah, it's running. Well, what? We're talking about it. Next thing you know, he has it running.
He's got to run it. Doesn't waste any time, huh?
Yeah, it was only an idea. Yeah. So I'll mention, of course, to your listeners, our website is VCFed, so Victor Charlie Foxtrot Echo Delta.org. Online ticketing is available, and tickets are also available at the door. And there's no such thing as too far away. I always have a little bit of a chuckle every year when there's always someone from Philadelphia or Connecticut or something who says, "Oh, well, it's like a 2-hour drive." Tell it to the guy who brought a passport.
Yeah, exactly. Tell the guy who came over from Australia or someplace like
always, that. I know who you're talking about too. That guy, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 of those people.
Yeah.
We kind of doing 2 hours is not too far. But some people prefer a K-Fest or a Cocoa Fest, whatever, based on their favorite computer, which is awesome. As you know, I've been to some of those too. Love me K-Fest. But some people prefer to see a little of everything, a little love for everything, and that's where we come in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I promise I will get out there one of these days, and I wish you luck, and hopefully you'll get a really great turnout. I'm sure it'll be a great show. So I think everyone appreciates the work that you and others put on or put into this, every year. So keep it going.
Right. Thanks for letting us be on.
All right. Thank you very much.
Take care, Randy. Yeah, it's certainly not our intention to compete against anyone else.
There's no competition. There's no competition in this. It's all. The more podcasts, the more shows, the better.
Don't tell the RCR guys that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I firmly believe that when anyone says you have the best song.
Oh, thanks. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I hope people like more than just a song, but it is a catchy tune. So.